My man Norm, how you been, man?
Everything's going good, my brother. Glad to see you.
Good to see you again, man.
It was a brutal winter, my brother.
It is. It's been cold.
Yes, it has.
We had mentioned before we started recording, you found somewhere to stay.
Yes, I met a woman in my life, and I mean, she's ever since Thanksgiving. I've known the woman for a while, and things look good. I had a good place to stay this winter. It wasn't cold for me. I was on a couch warm.
Yeah.
You know, after all them years of being out there in the cold, you really do appreciate things in life. And
Yeah.
a warm house is good. Just having a microwave to hook your food up. Yeah.
It's still cold out here.
It's still cold, but a lot warmer than it was.
Sleeping on that couch is better than that steam grate.
Yes, it is, sir.
Yeah.
Well, it really was a long journey, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm
happy for you, man.
What's this, about the third one we did?
Yeah.
Updates and
That was a few months back.
yeah, a few months. Well, everything's going good right now. Just waiting for the weather to break and, you know,
Yeah.
all them grimy things we've been through, you know,
Yeah.
in life.
What do you typically do out here?
Well, you know, a typical day would be, you know, get up and head for the smack man, you know. You guys know out there what it is. Wake up in the morning with a grill on your back.
Get out the gate.
Get out the gate. First
Yeah.
thing. That's go out and get your money. And might be freezing cold, but sir, could you spare a little change? Get something to eat? That's the first thing comes out of your mouth in the morning.
Yeah.
Grill is jumping around, cold. And,
What does a bag of dope or fentanyl typically go for around here?
well,
Dollar
now-
or two?
Well, $3.
Three?
Yeah, things have, ever since China sent over the fentanyl, things have gone downhill. Prices, get dollar pills, $2 pills, $3 pills, but the going rate is probably $3, you know, nowadays.
Is it even fentanyl anymore?
Well, it's no heroin anymore.
Yeah.
No heroin, fentanyl, all man-made chemicals, and
I
it's
talked
no-
to some people. They say it's basically shit you can get out of CVS.
Yeah, and it's eating people alive. I used to shoot drugs and everything, but this stuff is not recommended to be shot. Oh man, it's trash. Makes holes in your arms and legs. It really messes with your body. I do not prescribe them for anyone. There's some new stuff that's coming in, animal tranquilizers and stuff. You don't want to mess with it. You know what I mean? There's a place that does interviews called the Ivy, and when new drugs and stuff come in the city and they hear
They
about
test
it,
them?
yeah, and they start interviewing people about it, trying to find out more information about it. But they said this one that's coming in, it's terrible. It's really.
It's called the Ivy.
The place
Yeah.
is called the
I'll have
Ivy.
to look. I never heard of.
But the drug that's coming is
like the xylazine.
xylazine.
Yeah.
Exactly, Russ. And they say it's terrible. They said the little bit of amount that's in this stuff, it just eats. It becomes a flesh-eating disease. Just like if anybody knows about the crocodile that was out there.
Yep.
And you know, what I mean, this stuff right here is pretty bad too. So I don't recommend, you know, I mean, guys, you know, get the test strips and stuff from your health department and stuff, you know, and test your stuff before you do it, because this stuff out here now is trash, and it will eat your body.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to
I've
you?
had abscesses and stuff on my body, yeah, but thankfully that, you know, I mean, I would catch them, you know, and they wouldn't, you know, turn into anything big.
Yeah.
You know, I would catch them, but I've stopped shooting. I don't shoot drugs anymore. You know what I mean? I don't even mess with needles anymore.
Just snort.
Because, yeah, I strictly snort. You know what I mean? I maybe snort 2-3 pills a day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but I don't recommend anybody, you know, out on the streets, you know, shooting this stuff here. This stuff is terrible.
Yeah.
And it becomes a flesh-eating disease. And I've seen people, and my God, it's terrible. It really is.
Yes, people walking around with limbs falling off.
Oh
man.
my God, their
Crazy.
arms, it's like the skin just falls off their
Yeah.
arms and stuff. Oh,
I've seen skin fall off and people still shooting it.
and they're still sticking
Yeah.
the needles right
Right in
inside.
open wounds.
The open wounds, they could sit there and you'd see the open wounds, and they're sticking the needles. Oh my God, it's
crazy.
sickening.
And
you
then they
know?
got maggots coming out of them.
Oh man,
it's
yeah.
bad.
In the
It's bad.
summertime, you can see maggots crawling out their
Yeah.
sleeves and out their pants legs and stuff. Oh, it's a sickening down here. You know, it really is bad. That stuff, Russ, is terrible.
What's the craziest thing you've seen out here?
Oh. I tell you, I was on the subway one day, and I got on the subway, and they was robbing a guy on the subway, and they was just beating this guy, and nobody did anything to help. And the guy had money in his hand, and the guy wouldn't let go of the money, so they took the shoes off the guy's feet, the hat off his head, and got off the train, and just left the guy there bleeding and everything. And I was like, oh my God, it was so sad. It really, it really makes you wonder where humane is, the humanity of people.
Yeah.
I just can't do stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's sad.
It is.
And it was probably drug addict, because of drugs. You know what I mean? That people would resort to doing that because of drugs.
Have you ever experienced any violence against the homeless out here?
Yeah, I've been beat up a few times. You know what I mean? A group of kids, about 10 of them, jumped me one night and just beat me up for no reason. And luckily, there was people out on the streets. That came and intervened and got the kids off of me and stuff. Then the police came. They had to take me to the hospital in an ambulance. Broke my nose and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like 10 little kids. You know what I mean? And it's no sense in this. And their parents should.
What do you think they do it for? Just the thrill?
I have no idea. I guess they're angry. Kids are angry nowadays. If you notice, nowadays the kids out here on the streets are very angry. I don't know why, but
you see a lot of young people out here homeless, or is it? What's the demographic like?
There is a homeless
age.
That probably about 18 to 25. There's a lot of children out here for real, that shouldn't be out on the streets. They should be in school somewhere. And I don't know what happened to the to the system where the mothers and the fathers,
I think it's just a lot of broken homes.
Yeah, it's a lot of broken homes. I think when crack came in, crack did it. The parents got high and the children was left to raise themselves, and they have no character. They wasn't raised with morals, values, and principles. It's just like go out and do what you want to do.
What do you think some of the answers might be to kind of fix that?
Well, I don't think you're going to be able to fix it now because it's instilled.
It's too far gone.
Yeah, it's too far gone. It's probably 30, 40 years now since the 80s when the crack came in. So you got like 2 or 3 generations there. They done had children. And it's they don't even have the values and stuff that is instilled in you. Like our grandparents and our parents instilled values and morals and principles. Nowadays they have nobody to do that because they growed up on their own and just did whatever they wanted to do. Have nobody to turn to talk to and stuff. Where when we grew up we had people to talk to. Everybody. If you wanted to talk about something, they would talk to you. Nowadays they have no people to go to. It's just a broken gap in between the drug addicts and the grandparents. They're gone now, so they have nobody, and it's terrible.
What's the biggest struggle you face that you feel like in your day-to-day life?
Probably out here, when it's cold, having somewhere to go and just sit and warm up, because you're out in the cold most of the time, and maybe get clothes and stuff like that. Food, we can get food. Food out there is a good. Baltimore people should never be hungry. There's plenty of food in Baltimore. That's one thing I can say.
I've heard several people say that.
Yeah, I've very seldom been hungry out here.
They got a lot of food pantries.
We have food pantries and soup kitchens and stuff here in Baltimore that do provide the homeless.
How many times do they feed you a day? How many meals can you get a day?
Oh, you can get 5 or 6 meals. If you go in the right places, there's people to feed you. Every day there's. You go into bad neighborhoods, every day there's somebody out there feeding you in the bad neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Now you go into better neighborhoods, there's nobody there. You have to go into bad neighborhoods to do it, or go downtown to our Daily Bread. Our Daily Bread's a good one, our Beans and Bread. That's the 2 main sources that feed up. They're good ones though.
Yeah. Do you need clothes?
Yeah, I need clothes. I'm always in need of clothes, all the time.
What sizes do you wear?
I wear a 32 pants and, probably a large shirt.
What size shoes?
Size 10.5 shoe. I could always use some clothes.
I'll get some things together for you.
All right, my brother. I appreciate it,
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much.
Norm, before we wrap it up, man, I try to ask people to give their advice, especially to the younger generation who may see these videos, man. If you could give some advice to, the teenagers, young adults who may see this and kind of be struggling with addiction, walking down that same path, what would you advise them?
Seek help today. Seek help. Try to get on a program. If there's any way possible, try education again. Education is the key to a lot of opportunities in life. I noticed when I got my high school diploma and little college, I was more able to obtain jobs and stuff rather than when I didn't have any of them documents. So if you can get into a GED class or, but first, work on your addiction problem, get into a program, address those issues. I think that would be the best thing.
As always, I appreciate you, Norm.
Thank you very much, Russ.